Let's begin programming music on the radio by understanding music rotation and exposure. This is the process for circulating songs in and out of the music library and in and out of the daily music playlist, whereby a station's music library is sequentially aired or exposed to the listeners. The goal is to play popular songs frequently enough to entertain the audience, but not so often to bore them. How is this rotation or exposure determined? By the following criteria. First up, the song categories you noticed in the format clock. Song categories are various sections into which songs are placed to rotate according to historical or popularity aspects. A song's rotation is determined by the number of songs in a particular category and the number of times that category is scheduled per hour. For example, if there are 12 songs in category X and category X is scheduled 3 times per hour, song A in category X would have a 4 hour rotation, meaning you'd hear each song in category X every 4 hours in this case. Here are some universal categories used by music stations. The first is a currents category. Songs in this category are the new or recent popular hit songs, the current hits. Many program directors will subcategorize this into power currents, secondary currents, and new music. The power currents are the most popular songs of right now that will rotate heavily or most often. A song in this category will have a 2 to 4 hour rotation and sometimes less on a CHR Top 40 station. The secondary currents are newer, relatively unfamiliar songs on their way up to the power currents. A song in this category would have a moderate rotation of, say, 4 to 8 hours. New music is exactly that: brand new, unproven songs with potential to work up to the secondary and power categories. A song in this category will have a more gradual rotation of, say, 6 to 12 hours. Now, once a song in the currents categories begins to burn out, especially in the power currents, its rotation is decreased in the recurrence category. These are very familiar songs which still merit airplay, just not so often. A recurrence may rotate every 6 to 24 hours. And finally, a station's music library will contain a gold category. This is a large, permanent library of older, very familiar hit songs, which serves as a foundation of the overall consistent sound of the station. A song in this category might have a rotation of 12 to 48 hours or more. For stations that don't play contemporary music like oldies and classic hit stations, the gold category would be subcategorized based on year, gender, or other distinguishing factors. With these song categories in mind, most stations utilize a pyramid record library where new songs are added at the top and played initially with higher repetition and shorter rotation to become known and familiar. Then, over time, if a record remains in the library, it slowly filters down and gradually plays less often until it joins the bulk of the record library in the gold category.